It's the Machine of Nonsense, episode 32. We brought the entire crew. That's right. All 7 of us are here to discuss the bracket of nonsense. The whole crew, you ask? That's me, Eric.
That's me, Kayla.
And we got Aaron. We got Mike.
I'm to the right of you, Eric, on this, not down.
We got Josh.
I'm eating delicious muffins, though.
Ooh.
Tomas might also be eating muffins.
Nah, I'm eating pizza. But hey,
Italian muffins.
It's Italian
Hey.
muffins, yeah.
Say we nominate the muffin
What
man.
type of Italian muffins do you like best, Ryan?
Pepperoni. No, Supreme. Supreme Italian muffins.
Supreme Italian muffins. That's the 64th character on our bracket. No, guys, we are doing our follow-up episode to the bracket of nonsense. We have broken our master list down to 68 characters. The last time we left you, we were a little over 70. We had some internal debates, made some cuts, and we've got it down to 68. But we have to get it down to 63. So we will be cutting 5 of these characters from this list. If you don't remember the list, that's fine. I'm going to get to it right now. I'm going to start with the 10 characters that we locked in because multiple people had them on their list. So, those are Aloy from Horizon, Anton Chigurh from No Country for Old Men, Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption 2, Bob Belcher from Bob's Burgers, Clementine from Telltale's The Walking Dead, George Costanza from Seinfeld, Nathan Drake from Uncharted, Rust Cole from True Detective, Tony Stark from the MCU, and Erdnot Rex from Mass Effect. So that is a solid 10. We also have a bunch more, all eligible to be cut from this list. Here they are. Adrian Veidt from Watchmen, Ahsoka Tano from Star Wars, Alucard from Castlevania, Amy Dunn from Gone Girl, Anakin Skywalker from Star Wars, Arya Stark from Game of Thrones, Ben Wyatt from Parks and Rec, Bender from Futurama, Big Boss from Metal Gear, Cliff Booth, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Daniel Plainview from There Will Be Blood, Decoy from People Just Do Nothing, Domon Kashu from G Gundam, Ellen Ripley from Alien, Ellie from The Last of Us, Gollum from Lord of the Rings, Gordon Freeman from Half-Life, Guts from Berserk, Hank Scorpio from The Simpsons, Harry Dubois from Disco Elysium, Ingrid Thorburn from Ingrid Goes West, Jim Dangle from Reno 911, sorry, Lieutenant Jim Dangle, Joel Miller from The Last of Us, Jolie Bindle from Knights of the Old Republic, Jules Winfield from Pulp Fiction, Kirby from Kirby, Kratos from God of War, Leeloo Dallas from The Fifth Element, Leslie Knope from Parks and Rec, Locke from Final Fantasy VI, Lou Bloom from Nightcrawler, Mabel Pines from Gravity Falls, Mae Borowski from Night in the Woods, Mayor Sheehan from Mayor of Easttown, Mario from Mario Brothers, Monkey D. Luffy from One Piece, Peter Parker from the MCU, Phil Dunphy from Modern Family, Pippin from Lord of the Rings, Ron Swanson from Parks and Rec, Sayori from Doki Doki Literature Club, Sirius Black from Harry Potter, Solid Snake from Metal Gear, Spike Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop, Tahani Al-Jamil from The Good Place, Terrence Fletcher from Whiplash, Thanos from the MCU, The Boss from Metal Gear, The Joker from The Dark Knight, Thorfinn from Vinland Saga, Tokashiro Tsurami from Golden Kumoi, Top Man from Mega Man, Tyrion Lannister from Game of Thrones, Undyne the Undying from Undertale, Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z, Walter Kovacs from Watchmen, Willow Rosenberg from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and rounding out the list, Yennefer of Vengerberg from The Witcher 3. My voice is tired.
Good job. Good
Oh,
job. Way to
thank
go.
you.
You
Thank
powered
you.
through it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I will
At
be
the end
doing
of the
no more
episode,
talking.
or
Yes, that's it. That's it. That's it. I just wanted
See you
to
guys
name
tomorrow.
things today. So we will be cutting down those 68 iconic characters to 63 more iconic characters. Josh has elected to go first. He wants to say what he wants to cut from this list.
I have a bold proposition that hopefully I will have a majority vote on. I would like to start the culling with 3 characters.
Oh,
Those
okay.
characters being Peter Parker, Kratos, and Jules Verne.
Oh wow! Please.
I think we could cut Jules Verne pretty early because he's not on the list. So
Oh, is he not?
he's not.
So okay,
he's
then
not.
I have a.
Put
Who
him
was
on
the
the
third one that was? Who was the third that was added?
Jules Winfield.
Sure.
Jules from Pulp Fiction.
Ah,
Yes, that person.
I think Peter Parker and Jules should be capped. I'm on board getting rid of Kratos, but
I like all those
think,
characters.
I do too,
yeah, but
obviously.
that was me, Kayla, and who was Eric?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
That
us
was the
kind of.
lightning round.
Yeah, and I regret choosing, and I think they should be kept off because we didn't play the game. We lost.
Wow. Interesting choice. Mike, weigh in.
I like the reasoning behind that. I elected to not add anyone to the list, so the extras that were added, I think are, if they didn't make the cut, they didn't make lists. They're off.
Wow.
Mm.
It's gonna hurt to cut Pete if we cut Peter Parker.
Yeah, Pete's-
It's gonna be
Does
a very
anyone have a
short episode.
rebuttal? Someone who should like be over these 3.
I don't think we should immediately cut them, as I get that like we had time to put these lists together, but like I'd imagine if we came back in a year, this list would be drastically different too. Given the pressure and or whatever media we're currently playing. There may be some people that we missed, so I think the last minute ones are still valid in their own right.
They're definitely valid, and I thought it was a fun aspect to the whole scenario, because a lot of you guys did play the system where you actually didn't put the person you wanted to put because you thought other people were putting it.
Oh wow.
We did play a system of it.
And they did.
You did,
I
which
I just picked the ones I liked, and that's
right, right. I was very methodical in my picks, and I definitely had a lot of people that didn't make the cut, but I also made my list, 4 from each category. So there were definitely people that I definitely still have such a connection to, like Peter Parker, for example. I would put Peter Parker in the top 4 category, quite honestly.
Ooh.
Peter Parker is a fantastic category, or a fantastic character.
I agree that Peter's really strong compared to the other 2. Just in terms of
What's that?
everyone loves Spider-Man, but there's a reason why I love Spider-man.
Right.
Name
He's
me after
brave,
Spider-Man.
he's adventurous, he's iconic, he's
It's because
in a
Peter, yeah.
beautiful city of New York, fucking slaying those spider webs around, fighting crime.
And yet no one picked him in their top 12.
Do we keep
Ooh.
Peter and
I
not
have
the
2
other?
MCU characters.
I
so-
mean, so everyone's
merit
sticking
adding.
up for Peter Parker.
he's definitely more than the 68th best character.
yeah, I agree that he's more than 68th, but I wouldn't
Right.
put him in the top 12.
Nah,
I don't.
yeah.
He's not in my.
No, I
he
can see him
obviously
on
didn't
the.
make my top
he's
12,
not
but he
my
definitely
pick.
makes my top 68.
Yeah, I definitely, he would be in my top 20 probably for sure if I had to choose. Maybe not top 12 though.
Well, Josh has made solid argument. I mean, we have to make someone's got to make an argument to not drop at least one of these, or we're just dropping all three. I mean,
Get rid of Kratos.
Yeah,
Call
that's
it.
I vote on
Yeah.
getting rid of Kratos myself.
Kratos.
I like all
It's
three
not-
of these, but they gotta go.
Yeah, I agree. I was the one who picked Peter Parker, but
That is
that
true.
was me because I messed up. I didn't pick him. I thought somebody else might, and I have to pay for it.
Ooh.
$100.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'll take a check.
all right. So that's Mike and Josh both voting to get all three of them off this list.
All three. That's
Real
a
quick.
big cut.
That's a big cut.
I'm willing to just lose Kratos. I don't mind the other way, but I think there's way worse characters to lose than Jules and Peter Parker.
I would keep
I kinda
Kratos
agree
over
with
Peter
that
Parker.
sentiment.
Wow.
I'd keep Jules
I-
Winfield over all of them. So
I would keep all three of them. So I'm not up for this.
I think
My vote goes
so.
down.
I would be fine with also losing Kratos as a consensus. I mean, so that's Aaron, myself, Mike, and Josh all saying Kratos doesn't need to say. I don't. Do you have anything on that, Ryan? One way or another on Kratos?
I think if any of those three, it would be Kratos for me personally.
I agree.
So I think that's enough to eliminate Kratos right now.
Hold a second. My vote was
Damn.
not to get rid of Peter Parker, Kratos, and Jules. My vote was to get rid of all three as a group.
Oh wow.
If we're going to keep them, then I'm not voting for Kratos to be gone.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Who is okay with losing all three then? I think that's just Mike and Josh. Oh,
I'm okay with losing all three. I'm not attached to any of them. I
Ooh.
just
We need
Who's
one
coming
more.
with us?
We need one more.
there's room on our ship. Take it off.
I don't feel comfortable.
Don't
losing
you
all-
manipulate me, Mike.
I don't know.
Don't use that face.
Come on.
Look right into his
now.
eyes, Mike.
I'm hanging on to Jules for dear life. So I really,
Here's
Yeah,
the
I don't know
thing.
how Jules didn't make the original cut. I mean,
I really like Jules
It
Winfield.
was on my short list.
I haven't seen Pulp Fiction.
Here's my final plea to Ryan. Ryan,
Ooh.
when the lightning round started, who did you pick and got to add to the list after it was all said and done?
You weren't on the episode. That's
You
all.
weren't there,
I'm
Ryan.
Yeah, I was like, I don't remember me picking anything because I wasn't there.
Right. So not everyone had the chance to do so.
He's saying it's
making
not
solid
fair.
arguments. I just don't want to
Yeah,
lose. His
You're right.
characters.
I get it.
Sailor Moon
I mean,
on the
like-
fucking list. God damn.
Yeah,
man.
Those seem like arguments to make at the time we did it.
Yeah, I've grown older and wiser.
Oh, all right.
I think in the
Ooh.
spirit of fun, as opposed to the spirit of like Josh is in the spirit of like the rules, and I feel like he has a very valid argument in the spirit of the rules. I don't know that we need to play the rules. I don't know. But
I mean, you are the
Would-
leader in these.
Would
No.
Jules play by the rules?
Would Jules play by the rules? Oh boy.
Hey man,
I thought it was a fun
okay.
tactic to add. I was definitely excited because like I said, I made hard cuts, so I was happy to pick.
well, I think we have three for getting rid of three, and we have you and me, Kayla, wanting to keep the three. Tomas and Ryan, what do you have? Do you want to lose the three or keep the three?
I don't want to lose Jules. I'm fine with losing the other two, but
I am
Yes.
fine with
fact.
losing the other two, but I'm not fine with losing Peter. But so okay, I'll just take this other way. I'll retract my statement. You brought him into this world. You can take him away. My vote is my vote is no more. So
ooh.
there you go.
But then that just leaves us 3 and 3, right?
Oh, okay.
Peer pressure works.
Fuck. Well, I'm leaving it up to chance. Let's see here.
Okay.
where is it?
Good
I'm
chance.
fine. I'm fine with a coin flip.
Good chance.
Random number generator. All right,
I nominate Top Man.
Heads, they stay.
Eric.
No.
So I'll pick two people who have two different opinions. So Eric, I'm thinking of a number 1 through 50. So you get to go first. Choose a number.
27.
Josh.
I think Josh
Josh.
quit.
Uh oh.
Oh no.
All right, who else had that opinion then?
Mike.
38.
All right, so number was 29. So
27.
Yeah, keep it.
So we keep all three.
So we'll move on from that.
Okay.
Right? And I don't know if you were serious, Mike. I heard you make a.
Yeah, I nominate Top Man.
top man. I like it.
He held on for as long as he could.
I can't, in good conscience, keep Top Man on this list either.
We did research. We watched videos. He seems like a douchebag.
We did research. We did. He doesn't
The
seem
videos
nice.
did not sell him.
That was literally just a joke pick for Josh. So, I mean, I'm perfectly fine with getting him off.
Anyone want to speak up for Top Man?
Sorry, really quick, we're gonna have to probably cut this out, but my phone completely died. What was the decision on the 3?
We're
Mike's
keeping
cut,
the 3.
We're keeping them.
We flipped the coin. We're keeping the 3.
and in
Okay,
a
sorry about
split
And then we moved on to
decision, Mike,
Top Man.
Mike is trying to axe Top Man right now.
my
Yeah.
phone completely.
I
shit the
feel
bed.
like Top Man missed a really good opportunity to be inclusive and be called Dreidel Man. So
So I think Top Man is a pretty unanimous cut at this point.
He's in
I
his
am
very-
for Top Man.
Oh, hold on. Wait. Minority
Oh.
opinion.
Okay, so my argument for Top Man, I've thought long and hard about this.
Oh, boy.
I wasn't really familiar with the ethos of Top Man, so I read the novel, the accompaniment novel, and you have to think about it from he is useless the entire game, and then when you get to the final boss, his only weakness is Top Man.
Doesn't that happen in every Mega Man
Very
game?
poignant
Like,
statement.
No, usually every power is useful. Top Man's the only one that's completely useless.
Well, see, Kayla and I did real research.
He
We
sucks.
watched the Mega Man cartoon, and he seems like a dick. So
well, he's a bad guy.
okay. Well,
He's a bad guy. He is. He's
Not
I
so
mean, a
bad.
lot
not
that
a
he's
cool
good.
bad guy.
Not so bad that he's good. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
Right.
Right.
So
So
we're cutting
sorry,
Top
Top
Man.
Man. You're the first cut from the bracket of nonsense.
So long. Farewell.
67. 4 more cuts to go, folks.
Oof.
Who
Deep
wants
cut.
to nominate a cut?
Well,
Mike, what's your favorite one? Okay.
I'll proceed with the nominations if need be. But I thought the rules were if a character got cut, that person who was cut from got to nominate next. So Tomas, what would you like to nominate?
You're right.
Oh, okay. Shit, I didn't really think about it too much. Well,
God damn it, Thomas.
oh, fuck. You know what? I was all
that's what
down
we
for
came here for.
I was
Going
all
with the gut,
down
man.
for cutting Kratos originally when we went for the original 3, so I'm throwing him back on the chopping block.
Kratos. He's not. He's
Oh,
on there.
buddy.
Tough.
Throwing him back in the ring, getting what you want. I like it. Manipulating the
Gotham side now.
system. Still
Kayla, you
manipulative.
nominated Kratos, right?
I did
So-
nominate Kratos in the lightning round.
Yeah. What do you think keeps him on here?
I have only played the current God of War, but as we all know, it's a beautiful, well story-driven, fun, twisty, turny kind of event of him being very father figure. He's got cool ass weapons. He looks cool. Him doesn't really talk too much, but still constantly quote him in my house. Boy. Only have like 2 boy animals in my house, but I still do it. And
Or Eric.
I didn't
No.
even consider Eric my animals. I yell at.
Eric's not a boy
Awesome.
animal, okay?
Man.
No, he's man. He
The
does it
manimal.
too. Don't let him lie. But Kratos is the god of war. He fights. I'm really bad at the names, and I don't want to call him. And I don't want to be super spoilery on him. What's the dude's name? The young.
If they haven't played it yet,
Not
Cover your ears.
Atreus, but the.
That's a good thing. I
Baldur.
think we're
Um,
going to have to be spoilery here in our discussions.
Right,
Yeah.
we are,
Yeah.
but I don't really have to be right now for what I was getting at.
Okay. Yeah.
I just couldn't
Sure,
come up with Baldur's name. Just, I don't know. Kratos is badass, fighting with fists, fighting with his axe, fighting with his fire axe swingings and shit. He's just badass.
Who would you say he's better than? Who should be cut instead of Kratos?
Me?
Ooh.
I don't
We're gonna
like
pit you
Sayori.
against-
Oh shit.
I think he's better than Kratos.
So I would like to
Response
phrase that a
girl.
little bit different. Tell us about Sayori, Josh, please. I'd like to know. It was actually very difficult to find like a video or anything that wasn't gross on YouTube about Sayori.
He's tainted, and unfortunately,
Oh, no.
it was a factor.
So
If you don't think I can find pictures of Kratos fucking his son, you are out of your goddamn mind.
I just
Oh,
meant on like
man.
YouTube,
Holy
like
shit.
like
You
a,
can
a
find
search
other
for her
pictures.
name. Like that's
Right,
all I
but-
meant.
Right.
The
but
idea
can
that-
you
Man, the
find
only clean
happy
one.
things about Sayori is what we're really trying
That's
to find
just-
out right now.
Yeah, let's give Josh a
Okay.
chance here. Yeah.
She's not a happy character. That's the point.
Right. Right.
So, I am not going to get into spoilers for Doki Doki because it's not really that well known. It's not up to a God of War level of being known. I really hope that people play it because it's a fantastic experience. She is the cliche girl next door, childhood friend neighbor. She's klutzy, she loves food, she's forgetful, she's cheerful, etc. And as the game progresses, it's about writing poems. So as you write poems, you kind of get to know your classmates better. And you start finding out things about Sayori and what she really like. And it's a very interesting way to get the behind the scenes of a character. And she has a very tragic story.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
That sounds
Okay.
interesting.
I mean, so who would you nominate above Sayori?
I mean,
I'm sorry, Ryan, I'm coming for you. Gordon Freeman's got to go.
oh, you know what?
fuck.
I'm okay with that.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean,
I'm actually okay with that.
and
You're not
while
gonna
I'm here
defend
talking
Gordon
about
Freeman?
No, I'm not.
Free man.
Gordon's had his time. Half-Life 3 never came, so Gordon Freeman's got to go.
Oh shit.
I also
Real
have
cuts.
since it's me and Ryan talking alone in a room now, I do have a late game weird play here. I would suggest that we switch Guts for Griffith.
Oh, you're gonna have to
If
convince me. That's a hard one,
Okay,
bro.
no, that was my suggestion. You were not into it. That's fine. Moving on.
You guys
Now
are
we're
so
just-
agreeable. So
I
I
mean-
think no one is going to fight for Gordon Freeman, right?
Not even the person who picked him.
Cool
Got
suit.
no lines.
Very cool suit.
Cool suit, cool crowbar. I think he's iconic, but as a character, not as much. You know.
He's like,
Yeah.
he's like Kirby to me, essentially.
Oh
Look,
man.
I got rid
I
of
love
Chrono
Kirby.
because he doesn't speak, so I'm perfectly fine with
Speaking's not a problem. There are characters that don't speak that are good. But
Sure, but
Yeah,
they
but-
also emote and such,
Exactly.
yeah,
Or-
yeah.
or have motivation or agency.
Sometimes they just say one word. Boy.
Well, Gordon is a free man to leave this list.
Oh,
All right.
bye-bye, Gordon.
Still a fun game.
66 is the remaining number. We have to lose only 3 more. Ryan, because you just lost a character, who do you nominate to cut?
Kirby.
Oh, man.
I'm
I
fine
love
that
with
Kirby.
that.
Nightmare and
Tomas,
Dreamland.
defend Kirby.
I mean, I love Kirby, but by the end of the day, he's just I enjoy his character design. There's not much character there other than the fact that he's a destroyer of like worlds, but one could argue
But
that
he's
bad guy.
fun while he does it.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it was just,
Actually fun.
it was just low
I
tier
love
fruit. I had to
Kirby.
accept.
he's extremely cute. I love like honestly, the main reason I picked this, my girlfriend was wearing one of my Kirby shirts when I was hanging out there. And I thought it was
Bragging.
totally adorable. And
Sounds
I've always just loved Kirby, man. I just to me it's just a personal thing. Like, you know, this was definitely an Aaron pick for me, picking from the heart.
All my
I
picks.
don't
from the
know
heart.
if that's enough to convince you guys to keep him. Honestly,
I think Kirby's fun. I'll convince people. I don't
I like.
care.
I
think Kirby's a lot of fun. I think he's fun to watch. I think he's fun to play. I think his cheerful optimism while he's swallowing worlds is just great. I don't think there's any like real deep story as the case most early video games when he came out. And they never really evolved his character because where are you going to go with a blob that just has a good time destroying worlds
And
eating like, and he just has everything about him so fun. When there's so many platforming characters that are all the same thing, I think Kirby's cool and different. And I like him. I think he should stay.
He hangs out with King Day to Day.
A qualifying question for Tomas: are we talking Japanese box art Kirby or American box art Kirby?
Are you talking about the white one or the actual properly colored one?
Oh,
No, I'm talking about angry eyebrows.
Oh
geez.
man.
Depends on his mood. I mean,
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Kirby can't say that fury all the time.
if he left a cake out in the rain, then angry eyebrows.
I mean, somebody
Oh,
probably
man.
took his food, bro. I mean,
Right.
he's got a
I
right
think-
to be angry.
I would so keep Kirby over Kratos. Is all I'm saying.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I don't know if I go that far, but,
really?
but I keep Kirby over other things.
Right.
Yeah.
Kirby, your enthusiasm, bro.
So I think we're keeping Kirby, right? I think we're in agreement here. No one wants to argue against Kirby.
Man, fuck Kirby.
Somebody wants
Solid
to,
argument.
Ryan's hurt.
Oh man. So
I'll
Tomas-
remember this when it comes to your guys' other characters, and you're looking for my vote.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Oh no.
Gotta follow the heart. That's all. That's all we're doing.
Yeah. Listen to your heart, man.
You got someone who should be cut, Tomas.
All right. Thinking.
He's not in this.
I've got
I know.
one. If
Barris
Tomas
is
came up with
hard.
one, I've got one.
This is hard for me. So I like a lot of these people.
If Aaron wants to nominate, he's got one on the top of his head. That's fine.
Yeah, let's go with Aaron because you stood up the bat.
Kirby.
You my boy.
Amy Dunn.
Oh. Ooh.
I've seen most of that movie, and I read the book. There's no way to argue against her without giving spoilers. But aside from the fact that unreliable narrators are an annoying plot device, her character doesn't make sense. Motivation doesn't make sense. People like that don't exist. It's such a weird thing. It's like watching those like weird old British mysteries where it's like who is it? It could be any of these 6 people. And the last episode is like, oh no, it's the 7th guy we never told you about. And that's just how that story ends, and it's so dumb. Gone
Damn.
Girl, for anybody who didn't know.
Whose choice was that?
It's Josh.
Oh,
Yes, that was my choice.
Which is weird because Josh is somebody else who hates unreliable narrators. So
I do, but she is not narrating. Her book is, and it's a book of lies. It's not from her. Once it switches to her point of view, it's completely truthful, and that's, I feel like, a very clever twist to the unreliable narrator trope.
yeah, I agree
Hey,
with
but
that.
then but the ultimate location you end up at is a way that nobody acts. Her acting that way only exists in the form of making it as big a twist as possible, not as a believable story.
Yeah,
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah.
I think Amy is like the most sinister character in a movie. I remember walking out of that movie I felt like people when they walked out of The Exorcist
Chills.
or something. Like, I don't know.
Oh, jeez.
I think
Yikes.
Amy's a really great character. I think she could go far in this thing, personally. I thought Rosamund Pike did a great job in that movie. Thought she should have been nominated for an Oscar for that.
Oh no, the acting was great. I just think the story's bad.
Well, then we're discussing a character, though.
Yeah.
Well, she exists within her character exists for a plot twist, basically, and it's.
Oh, I mean, characters have exist for less and still,
But it's a bad one.
Sounds like you got a beef with the movie.
I think a good character
the
can
book.
exist in a bad story.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Well, yeah, there's all kinds of horrible stories that have good characters, and all kinds of great stories that have awful characters. I don't
True.
like her character at all. I don't think it's a good one.
Well,
part of these are very swayed by their performance.
I love Amy.
For me.
I enjoyed the book and the movie, and I just
Oh, no, I
enjoyed
hate it.
Rosamund Pike in the movie. So
I like 3/4 of the book, and I was just really angry at the end. So yeah.
Raise your hand if you're for Amy.
Team Amy.
Four? Yeah.
Amy?
Oh yeah. Team
I
Amy.
mean, we still got to do this vocally since it's a podcast.
Yeah, Josh.
No,
yes.
no, they'll know. They'll know.
They can guess.
We can count.
No,
I'm
they'll
gonna
know.
abstain.
Yeah, we don't.
I
I'd
mean,
like to keep it.
that's 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess I haven't nominated anyone yet.
Yeah, let's go around the table.
So this isn't so much a nomination as it was very difficult to find information. So Aaron, I would like you to tell me more about Decoy.
Yeah, I knew that was gonna come up because even after the podcast, I'm like, oh, I'll just link some videos to like his funniest moments, and there's not a single one on YouTube. It's every.
It was
other
very
character.
hard to find. So
He's very much a character you have to watch the show for. So like if you've ever watched The Office, a lot of his character exists because it's a fake documentary series. People just do nothing. Like so he's very similar to Jim in the fact that a lot of his characterization is like him being the straight man in the situation of people who are out of control. But he's really cool because he's always supportive and going along with it, even if he doesn't talk a lot. He just sort of always exists in the background, but everything he does is really funny. I guess it's really hard to explain if you haven't watched the show because so many of the characters are so over the top, and then he's just the one who's just there and it's always driving them around. The main character, his daughter's Decoy's black, and his daughter's black, even though the mother isn't, and neither is the main character. So the whole show is just a running joke that Decoy's her actual father. So like he's just always in the background. Like she'll be drawing pictures of the whole family, and she'll be holding hands with Decoy when the main character is just off on a different part of the picture. And it'll be like, oh, and that's just because he's always around. But I guess it is kind of hard to explain him if you haven't watched the show.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I just
John
wanted to
Redcorn.
kind of know more about that character because I was able to find information about a lot of other ones, and
Yeah, if I had chose like Chibuddy, who's probably the most famous person on the
Chibuddy.
show, then yeah. Or even MC Grinder or the Beats. I probably should have gone with one of the more vocal characters, but he's my favorite character on the show, so I just picked him. I'm always a from the heart guy.
does anyone else have anything to say about Decoy? Does anyone else know Decoy at all?
I didn't even know who it was. I tried to look it up and I got like a multitude of different results of like.
You'd have to watch the show. It's not a, and then also it's not big here, so American hits on it aren't gonna come up that much.
Where's it
I've
originally
seen-
from? Again, UK.
It's a British show. It's a UK.
Seen like a season and a half, and for me, Decoy was not the reason I was watching it. So
Ooh.
Oh,
So I guess we can because we don't have a big opinion either way. Let's keep Decoy on the back burner, and we can talk about someone maybe we have more of a detraction from, something like
Fair.
that.
I would like to nominate Solid Snake.
oh.
Here's a debate.
There we go.
I think that's reasonable. So
And
that was my pick.
I say we could pit him against Big Boss. We'll say that. I think one of those two has to go.
Okay. I love Solid Snake. He's one of my favorite characters in video games. I just I like his whole personality of just like, I'm just gonna do it, man. Like he's just like, I'm gonna follow orders, or I'm gonna do like what I feel the situation dictates, no matter. It could be the most like insane situation, no matter what. He's never gonna shy away. Everything's pointing in the other direction. He's gonna go, just because that's the mission. That's his, what he feels is his lot in life or whatever. His, like he's a soldier. He does what a soldier does, and no matter the odds, he's gonna do it. And just like all of that with like the humor as well, like just the weird deadpan humor that he tends to have. I'm a big fan. Versus Big Boss, so I don't have like aside from Metal Gear 3, I don't have as much Metal Gear Solid 3, sorry. I don't have as much of a connection just because like I followed Solid Snake for what, 4 games, and there's just more there to build out his character and everything else than Big Boss. So that would be my argument over Big Boss.
Which one was in this last one where you could attach balloons to everything?
It was neither. It was Punish Snake.
And I
I vote
think
for
that
him.
hurts.
You kill him
Is-
in the first Metal Gear.
For me,
I vote for
Solid
him. It
Snake
should be him.
is very cool. They're very similar characters, but he has no agency over anything that happens to him or anything that he does in these games. Whereas Big Boss, you control him in Metal Gear Solid 3. It's a prequel. Things happen in that game that affect, like, that change his course, his whole character. Like, he sets off to do some shit, and he fucking does it. Whereas Snake, he's just constantly getting the runaround from all these different people. He's constantly being used. I don't know. I think Big Boss is a better character overall.
I agree.
I would argue
Also,
that the only time Big Boss succeeds, like in Metal Gear Solid 3, is when he is being led around. And otherwise, he's failing at everything. He attempts a bunch of stuff, but he is constantly thwarted.
We're talking grand scheme, brother. Not just 3.
He gets thwarted, but he does all the things that he sets out to do. He creates this world, this haven for people like him in the world that are being used, and he decides to flip that on its head and get those people like the independence they kind of need.
It leads them to all dying, every single one of them.
But they died doing what they do. Like they knew what they were signing up for, and
they all knew they were soldiers.
Gotta get my popcorn for this.
Speaking towards Solid Snake, I think a lot of people forget how much of his character is Metal Gear, Thermal, Key, Decoy, Octopus. Just saying nouns with question marks.
He's kind of a deer in headlights.
Yeah.
That's what he is in just the first like Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid 2 and 4, he has hundreds of lines.
Yeah, he's a little bit more of a realized character, like a little more autonomous in his thinking. But I just think it'd be cool to have Big Boss and the Boss in a bracket, pair off against each other in a field of flowers.
It's a hard call for me to make like a real opinion because
have all three. Can I just felt like it's kind of like having a color swap of a character, like Sub-Zero and Scorpion almost, or something. I don't know.
Echo Fighter.
Yeah.
You can make the argument that Snake is the inferior clone.
Yeah, you could say that.
From the information I know, I'd probably pick Big Boss.
But you can also, make the argument where, we like the underdog, right? Some of the best stories are from an underdog's
Don't get me
perspective.
wrong. I love all these characters.
Yeah.
We do a whole bracket for Metal Gear characters.
Yeah.
The next bracket.
Yeah, it's a series filled with great characters.
So I think Solid Snake is losing the Big Boss Solid Snake argument. I think from what I'm getting from the general consensus here.
Big Boss.
I'm biased. Metal Gear Solid 3 is my favorite Metal Gear Solid, so
if I had to rank the 3 of them, I would probably, Solid Snake and Big Boss are close enough that I could argue for either, but the Boss would be a third for me personally.
Triple threat match.
So we're saying. So for you guys,
no series without the Boss.
Sure. But I mean, that would be if we're like, okay, we got to cut a Metal Gear character because we have 3 Metal Gear characters. I would nominate the boss. I don't know if I have any, support on that. Do I?
I don't think
Character
the argument
story.
is that there's too many Metal Gear Solid characters. I think the argument is that Big Boss and Solid Snake are just a little too similar.
It's a hard decision. It really, yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, he is
completely.
clone.
Yeah.
OG, baby.
I know. It's just in terms of like a character, like standpoint of who they are individually in a way.
I'd want to keep the boss over. I don't want to put her on the chopping block.
So I have no support on the boss
No.
being cut. No, okay.
No.
The main reason I
I'll
enjoy
say
the
it.
game.
I'll say Solid Snake. Let's do Solid Snake. Not cut, but Big Boss instead. Yeah, I'll be with you, Eric. I got you.
Oh, you okay? Cool.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
so
it's-
myself and Ryan, who else is for Solid Snake over Big Boss though?
I have no opinion. I like them both equally.
I honestly don't want to see Solid Snake go either. It's like I think there's
We
a
don't
lot of-
have to actually lose any of them if we don't want to,
Have to?
but we do
We don't
need
have-
to then nominate like something else aside.
We can
Mike
we can
brought
table
up.
it.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I have a question. Josh pick was nominated. A Kayla pick was nominated. Are we coming back to those, or they fended off elimination? Kratos and Sayori, I believe.
Yeah, I guess it didn't really come. I don't remember it like coming to a specific vote.
We can talk more about them. Yeah, let's go.
For
Back in
me,
the ring.
I like Kratos's character in the new one. He's very stoic, and I like the relationship
Dealing
between
with
him
loss.
and his son, and yes, how he's learning to open up and stuff like that, and be a father to his son.
Be human.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But for me, Kratos' story is unfinished.
That is true.
That would be my only argument for that. Like, we don't know where his story's going to go. And
Do
if
you
we
want to see
still want-
more?
I do, of course. But that would be my
You're intrigued.
only.
You like
argument.
him as a character.
I do. I've played pretty much all of them. Yeah, if people want him to stay, he can. I'd be fine with him staying.
My 2 cents on Kratos is that he shows something that video games characters don't often. 2 things actually. One, restraint. He's a very restrained, down to close to the that's not what video games usually are. They're usually bombastic and over the top, and he's very down to earth, speaking in a way, in the new one.
The new one.
2,
Yeah.
he actually has a lot of legitimate character growth. He regrets his actions. That's not super common in video games. So
Yeah, I think he's got a wide range.
They really did a great job of rebooting a character.
Yeah.
Really had no business. Like, he was just kind of like aggro, let's kill everything, vengeance kind of guy.
Yeah, he's just an angry guy.
Yeah. Yeah, they really did do
So
a
he
good
stays.
job. Yeah, I think so. I
I'm
vote to
gonna
stay. Talk myself into it.
Tomas?
You guys made a good argument. I agree. I
Brian?
was thinking
Yeah, no,
old
that's a
Kratos.
great idea.
Because we're gonna have to make more in-depth arguments later. I don't want to spill
Sure,
everything I have right now.
Right, that's cool.
You're right. You're right.
Great.
Okay, so
Ah.
Kratos stays.
I was just a little angry as most of my experience with Kratos is watching the general play God of War 2 over and over again in the game room. So.
Oh man, and that.
So I got something. Josh, you were saying that you'd prefer Griffith, the other main character from Berserk, over Guts, right? That was a thing you kind of said.
100%.
So
I would like to hear more
at
about
least
both.
in Josh's opinion, Griffith is a better character in the same manga, anime, etc. So Guts to me, I watched some video, and I've actually seen some of the movies that they released where it was like the medieval stuff. I think they call it the Golden Age. And I thought the anime was really cool and stuff, but Guts's character, at least up until that point, just seemed like a pretty basic, like, anime big guy with a sword. Is he more than that, Ryan?
Oh, he's a definition of like a Byronic hero. I mean, if anyone comes from anything, it's that. Unfortunately, the animes and even the movies, I would say, don't do him justice. Along with Griffith, in a sense. In all honesty, they try to reboot it a couple times. It's been owned by different people, different studios, and they could just never, make a real good adaptation of the manga, unfortunately, because they only get to the manga is 40 volumes right now. Well, if they ever choose to make any more, because he died, doesn't matter. They really only ever got to volume 12 or 13. That's like it's just like the prequel, not the prequel, but like that's just like the prologue story.
Scratching the surface.
You don't, you barely scratch the surface of his character. Josh, talks a lot about restraint and things that characters don't show. That's in video games, but just general. Gut shows a lot of restraint, a lot of character building, and just learning how to evolve his character, just being mad and vengeful and stuff would happen to him. But even before that, there's so much that happened to him that's just complex to a character that if you watched on a screen or a movie, you'd be like, oh wow, that's the greatest thing I've ever seen, because he's a complex character. I don't want to go into too much detail, but Griffith reversed that. There's a lot of complexity to Guts early on, and then there's a lot of long game complexities to build on. Griffith is the other way around. There's a lot of complexities early on, but later on he becomes less complex as a character. That's my argument, I guess I can put it in the long haul. And will we ever see that? I don't know. But if we had to choose from Guts to Griffith, I'd say Guts overall is the better character, even though they're really close together.
Well, it's more so like Guts over any of these other characters. I just brought up Griffith because
gotcha.
Josh tends to think that Griffith in that exact same anime is already a better character. So if at least one of the cast members thinks that Guts isn't even the best character in that particular like show, that might be a little damning. But I mean, what's your argument for it, Josh? I guess you might know the best aside from Ryan.
Can I wave a technicality flag just in between this conversation to make sure we're talking about TV shows, movies, and video games?
That's what I was about to bring up, because Berserk does exist as an anime and a movie, but if we're going by the rules, we're talking up to volume 12 only. Nothing after that matters.
Unfortunately, it is a technicality that we've had to bring up.
That is hard because Guts is painted as like a decoy protagonist in that sense, almost in a sense. You kind of think he is, but he's not. Then it's kind of Griffith. So, I mean, if we had to pick and choose off of what they just had from the 97 anime, I'd probably still choose Guts, but it's really close, unfortunately.
But my thoughts on the matter entirely is that Griffith 100% deserves to be on this list. Griffith is a great character. Guts is actually saved by not going all the way. I think Guts becomes the worst character as he goes through the show. That's just my personal opinion. I've basically caught up on the manga. I don't like where he becomes. So, yeah, Guts is important because Eric said he's big sword anime man, but he's also the first big sword anime man. He's one of the most influential characters on this list.
That's true.
Okay. That matters. Yeah, that matters. Okay, so maybe we'll keep Guts then for now. Put him on the back burner. Do we have anyone else that we'd like to nominate?
I have a question. So Peter Parker's on this list. There are 100 Peter Parkers.
Tom Holland.
Are we picking one?
It's the Tom Holland Peter Parker.
It's the MCU.
The MCU.
Oh, is it? Is it the Tom Holland one?
Oh man.
And my Joker is Heath Ledger, the Dark Knight Joker.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
I mean, Mike, you did pick the Holland to save you if you chose a superhero character to save
Right,
you.
right. That's canon.
I
That is
understand.
podcast canon.
but you also did back up the fact that Tony Stark would back him up if he
Right,
fucked up. So.
that was my real
It's
reason.
also on the list.
Uh,
I want to bring it back to Sayori just because we did nominate it and it didn't feel finished. So I feel like we should
Ooh.
finish that, right?
Does anyone else know Sayori as a character or any of anything?
I'm familiar with Doki Doki Literature Club. Josh doesn't want to spoil anything though.
been waiting for the plus version for years now, so I am.
I mean,
There.
even without the late game twists and the meta-ness of the story, Sayori is still a great character, even without all the interesting things we can't spoil.
She's a little tragic though. I mean,
Yeah, that's the point.
it's like
Plenty of those
she's
on
a
the side.
character who's very happy, who has a very happy disposition, in spite of like all the inner turmoil. Without giving away too much, I guess. God,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
will say in defense of Sayori, no character has ever made me feel sick to my stomach like Sayori did. Like,
Oh, God.
literally want to throw up. I'm nauseous. This is awful.
Wow.
yeah, that was pretty rough. So.
Yeah. I made my friend play it, and she wouldn't talk to me for a week after.
Oh,
That is a
no.
little fucked up. But I
That's-
mean, I suppose that's the point of the game. So
Yeah.
that's why I've got like I'm kind of like in between because like I enjoyed the game a lot, like I really did. But it's mainly because of the twisty stuff we're not talking about.
Yeah.
So
So, I mean, with that being said, I mean,
very
since
fun
we
game
don't-
to go into blind.
I don't know enough
Yeah, not
to
that I wouldn't.
really give a strong opinion, but if there's more that you could like have an argument over, if like we have two characters later on, I think maybe we should just shelf it as well.
I'd
Okay.
like to ask, I guess, another like technicality kind of question or whatever else. One of the big things that kind of immediately throws me off of the character is the characterization of the character, like the visual aspect of the character.
Mm.
Should that matter in this discussion?
It's
How
it's
cool
very
they look.
intentional. That's all
Oh,
that's
she's
all
an Uggo?
It's very intentional, is all I can say. The game, without spoiling too much, is built to be the most cliche thing ever. It is the most
Absolutely.
tropey for intentional reasons.
Sure, and that just like that turns me off in a sense. But I guess if it's part of the plot, then it's for the plot, whatever. But if yeah, I'm trying to like think of another character here or whatever else. If I think like, oh man, that character just looks dumb and like doesn't like
I don't
you
think we
know,
should be basing this off of appearance.
Yeah.
I guess
My
just
thing
Part of it, for
generic.
sure.
A generic, I guess, would be the term. If there was another, almost like Guts, like you said, he was like the first of his kind, but like
One of-
Guts just in a lot of ways looks very
Hey, that's
generic to
Cloud.
me.
Yeah, you wouldn't have Cloud
you know.
without Guts.
You're gonna have
Sure.
Bloodborne, we'll have
Sure. So, like in the same sense, Sayori, at least visually, right when I see her, looks very generic. But that's if that matters or not. That was my take on it.
I would argue that Phil Dunphy looks really generic.
I
Sure.
say Solid Snake looks really generic.
What?
Yeah. No. If it's not a reasonable argument, that's fine. That's fine.
It was a joke, that one. Okay, don't take that one seriously because he's a clone.
Ah.
But
But my final thoughts on Sayori is I would rather Sayori lose and somebody plays it for the first time than spoil it and get her through.
I mean, you've already given her more airtime than most other places.
In my
would.
research, I know at least something about her, so like it wouldn't be. I mean, it wouldn't be spoiling me. I mean, I've seen an image that I think,
Yeah, I just
like,
I
spoils
just
something.
googled her and looked at images when you guys said she looks like kind of cliche. I'm like, oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
I think it's spoiled enough that I'm okay.
Like I tried to do research on her, and most of the YouTube things were just not anything that I wanted to watch.
Full plays.
But then I also like on the fandom page, if you like go to Sayori's fandom page, like it shows you something. I don't know. I think a plot point probably.
But you don't
I
have
think
the
you know.
context behind it. so
I don't have any of the context really.
Yeah.
No.
so
So okay, so if not Sayori, who? Let's.
This is just gonna keep going round and round.
Damn.
And Mike's got something.
I'd like to nominate
Go, Mike.
Anakin Skywalker.
Oh shit.
Oh, there we go for the throw.
Any.
Hard no for me.
Mike's
I-
making
Hey,
all the
Jesus.
hard
Hard no.
choices.
Dude,
Yeah.
Now,
it's coming for people.
So
me-
hold on, let's hear
no,
Mike's
hold
argument.
on.
Yeah.
hold
Oh
on.
yeah.
For me, Vader and Anakin Skywalker are two different fucking characters. I
Yeah.
don't think you
Ooh.
They
can
are.
have Darth Vader
Oh.
included with Anakin Skywalker.
Oh. I
think it's
Are we
part
picking
of-
Anakin from
part-
specific movies then? Or
yeah. I
because if you're
disagree
talking
on
about the
that.
character, that's
Three
that's
Hard
movies.
him.
disagree. Hard disagree.
Yeah, it's Darth
Yeah.
Vader.
I agree that they're separate, but they are still joined.
I don't think
Plessy
they're
v.
separate.
Ferguson
Yeah,
said.
I don't know. Like,
I mean, it's definitely there's a significant point where he has made that change. So there is changes that have happened. Like I said, they're joined. They are still the same person, but there are
No,
significant
but that's
differences.
part of his character. I mean, that's like
I'm all for Anakin.
that'd be
I'm-
like-
I don't think the argument.
that'd be like
should be-
nominating Link and saying young Link is a different character than adult Link. It's
Well, it depends on the sacred timeline.
What about Toon
Yeah,
Link?
that's true. They are actually different characters.
Anakin's hard to say for me.
I think if we make the decision to separate them, Anakin probably leaves because not many people, I think, aside from you, Kayla, and I like Anakin before he was Vader, but not as much as like I think Darth Vader is.
No
You
one
don't like
looks.
pod race.
No one looks at a Darth Vader action figure or anything and goes, "Ah, "That's Anakin. I want Anakin." They go, "That's Darth Vader. Give me."
Yeah,
Give
we're
me
not,
Darth
we're
Vader.
not
he
judging.
preceded it. It's
We're
not,
not judging by appearance here. We're judging on character. Am I right? So
I don't think
Anakin
either one of
Skywalker's
them are
scale
very good,
and
but
Ooh.
that's just me, I guess. I guess
I
everyone
mean, his whole
here likes bad characters.
think
I
it
don't
is.
know. Anakin is not good
Josh,
at all.
well, Josh, you're
bet
not a
you-
Star Wars fan. I mean, what do you think?
I only know Anakin from the prequels, and he's god awful in those. But I don't really know Darth Vader, and I've also never watched the Clone Wars, so I don't feel
Oh.
like I know enough to speak on it.
If you
Gotcha.
watch if anyone's watched Return of the Jedi here other than Josh, you know there's from the beginning to little boy to the ending of the story. It's all full cycle.
Well, I
And
know
you
what
don't-
happens.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, if you think it's a good character arc and a nice long complexity of things, I don't know. I wouldn't want to separate them.
There are perfect points in Anakin's story that are traumatic and overcoming and angry, and it paints a picture. I mean, you can argue about performance and direction in the movies, but still the character is still solid.
was gonna say it. Dude commits genocide. Not a good look.
He's evil.
So
He's
does
an evil
Thanos,
character.
and he ain't going anywhere.
He ends up doing the right
But he
thing in the
does-
end.
I think that Anakin as a pawn in the whole council is very compelling, and the council sucks, and it shows
point.
him dealing with that. The council sucks.
Anakin sucks.
The council is just the worst fucking thing in Star Wars, and they use Anakin and
Well, to be fair, they were afraid of something happening, and then Anakin did it. So they had a right to be afraid of him.
well, they should have maybe not been little baby bitches about it. Like they,
Oh.
it
He
was
did
because
deserve
of
to be-
what they did.
All right.
My word,
We don't
you
need to
guys
have
are
the Star
let's
Wars
cut that
discussion.
motherfucker.
I think, yeah, I think
Let's
I
do
think
what the
there's
Jedi
enough,
Council should have
like-
done and get him out of here.
Right. Well,
No.
Maybe they should have.
No, I
He
think
is also
Um,
very fun in Clone Wars.
Listen, here's my argument. Look, my last thing
he's
about
way
Star
better in
Wars.
Clone Wars.
He brought balance to the Force in the end, did he not? Through his offspring. Like he made
Well-
balance through the Force. He killed the rest of the fucking Jedi. And he
Yeah,
made
he
balance. And then he
brought
killed
balance.
himself.
There's
Well, he
two
killed
Sith
himself, but-
and then thousands of Jedi. I don't know what else they thought balance was gonna mean.
I mean, he loved Padme. He wanted to be with Padme, but the council wouldn't
We
let
don't
him.
need to have the Star
Ugh.
Wars
We're
conversation,
having
guys.
Anakin debate. We're
I
fighting
think
for
you've
Anakin.
won. I think you've won, and you're not taking yes for an answer. I think Anakin is safe. I think
Alright.
Anakin is safe on
Did we
this.
vote?
I said right away when Nelson nominated Anakin Skywalker, I said, nah, I like Anakin.
Okay.
I think Aaron likes
Yeah.
Anakin. I think
Woof.
Ryan likes Anakin. I think we know Kayla loves Anakin.
I know
He
now.
has
don't-
no opinion.
I don't like Hayden Christensen, and I don't think he was well acted, but I like the character.
Yeah, it's
Right.
it's definitely a tough act to watch,
It's
but
the
you
character,
gotta.
not the actor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's bad.
It ain't that
It's
bad.
so bad. One of the worst things. It ruined a man's career. Like, come on.
He's coming back.
Listen, he's coming back.
Okay,
So
so
anyways, moving on.
Thorfinn.
Oh, yeah.
No,
I
Ryan,
love
I'd
Thorfinn,
like
he's
to know a
staying.
little bit more about Thorfinn.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Thorfinn, kind of still in the same line of guts, sort of in the beginning, you hear tall tales of his father, Thor's the greatest Viking ever, the greatest captain, whatever. Kind of hard to live up to. His father chooses a simple life and get away from war and what it means to be like a hero, whatever. So first 3 episodes, I don't want to spoil it. Never mind. So Thorfinn is a character. He has a revenge arc that pays off so well, and a character development that he goes from this little boy of dreaming to being strong and fierce to whatever to this hell-bent character who is just on this huge arc for revenge. In the end, I guess I'm not really spoiling, but he doesn't really get it in the way you think he's going to get it. So after that happens, he grows into.
Spoil.
Oh,
Yep,
okay.
yep,
All right, well,
You have to stop there, Ryan, because
Yeah, I
that's,
do.
that's
You're right.
where the show stops.
You're right. Yeah, it's only season 1 right now. But yeah,
Yeah.
that season 1 alone, I think, is better than probably half of this list in terms of character
So-
development and complexities of someone's psyche and what they're going through and what they experience when they lose their main motivation in life. It's very, very strong.
Gotta do it to you, Ryan. I'm caught up in Vinland Saga.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Had you
shit.
picked Escalade, I would be 100% behind you.
Escalade? Yeah.
Escalade.
Escalade. Yeah.
He is the actual main character of the first season, and I think Thorfinn's a waste of space.
Damn.
He has-
Oh, fuck.
He has basically no dialogue other than "I'm gonna kill you," and it's not very interesting.
I disagree with that. Maybe not much dialogue. There is some dialogue, at least at the end of the season, and I think that last 4 episodes alone of what he realizes what means more in life is enough. Like, at least if you're thinking about it, I guess, in terms of like his character arc. We were talking about people who don't say a lot. There's a couple characters on here, I can eliminate right away that don't say a lot. Have lesser stories.
Go at it. Who would you say above Thorfinn?
Kirby,
God damn
Willow,
it.
Alloy, Pip,
Who's the second one?
Aloy talks the
Aloy?
entire game. What do you?
Mario,
Whoa.
Top Man,
That man's
Ben
out.
Wyatt.
That man's
May he rest in peace.
Yeah, just to name a few. So I think he
It's going down the list.
definitely holds more of a significant spot in this list compared to other people. But
Yeah.
I actually do agree with you. In that first season, yes, that first season definitely he doesn't have a lot to say. So he maybe might last test of time when it comes to the top whatever list we choose to do. But for now, I think he holds a significant spot among the other characters on here.
Don't get me wrong. Vinland Saga is pretty good, and I'm interested in seeing where it goes. But I had to stop at the end of the anime, and at that point, I don't think Thorfinn had done enough to win me over.
Okay.
Now Askeladd. Oh my god.
I mean, yeah, that's the whole point of that. Yeah, absolutely, I agree. But he's not good. So
He's not on the list.
it's not this.
If that other character's first name isn't Cadillac, and I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah.
No,
Let's
that's
go
good.
with
That's good.
Escalade.
Yeah. So I think there was some debate when you were originally making the list of Tahani El Jamil, the pick for Josh.
Really?
I think Mike had said like, "Oh, I'm surprised you didn't pick some other character from the same show." Right?
I-
That was a thing.
Ooh.
I guess I forgot of Josh's love for Tahani. For me, Tahani is fourth, fifth fiddle on that show.
But
Yeah.
my
Okay.
I don't expect anybody else to like Tahani, but she plays a very important. She means a lot to me outside of just the show. She's one of the most relatable characters from my personal experience. I would not be offended if no one wanted her. That's fine. It was a very personal pick.
Okay.
So I watched a sizzle reel, and maybe it wasn't the right moments. It was all moments of her like she seems to be like a socialite character. Am I wrong? Like she's just like a
I'm going to spoil the end of the first season of The Good Place for anybody who's not seen it. You should
Sure.
watch it. It's great. The end,
Yeah.
the twist at the end of the first season of The Good Place is that they're not in the good place; they're in the bad place.
right.
I'm not gonna
Right.
watch it.
It's a really good show. You should watch it.
You
But
just
Mhm.
ruined
the
it.
entire show is about how each character grows to become something worthy of the good place. So she starts off as a vapid socialite, and she progresses.
Gotcha. Yeah,
Again,
the sizzle reel made it like kind of gave away that twist, I guess. But like all this person, whoever put this together, the best scenes were all just like, "Aha, it's funny. She's ditzy because she's rich." Like,
yeah, it's great.
yeah, I don't know. It just like it reminded me a lot of in Modern Family, like the what's her name character, the
Haley.
Sarah Hyland.
yeah, basically. Like it seemed a little, I guess, to overuse the word generic again, but I
I
don't
believe
know.
Yeah.
you called her Paris Hilton when we were watching. it.
Yeah, it was a very like oh, this is just Paris Hilton, but I
Well-
mean,
Modern Family follows that paradigm that all sitcoms do of stupid father, overbearing mother, smart kid, dumb kid.
Yeah.
It's a
Kid.
trope.
Again, as the Tahani chooser, I have no problem with losing her. I just wanted to pick her because it's a very personal pick. I understand completely if no one else likes her.
Actually, I have no problem losing Thorfinn either. That'd be fun.
You guys
wow,
just
that's
ended it.
potentially two
So,
cuts.
Dang.
Right
I was
there.
actually about to say
I'll make
I'm
them
okay
for
with losing
simplicity, man.
Decoy, just because when it comes down to it, I'll never be able to defend Decoy because no one who's on here watches the show, and almost no one who listens to us is gonna have watched the show.
Wow.
So I
that's,
You don't know
mean,
You never know. Decoy may make it all the way to the end, bro.
We got a lot
You
to go
should.
through. We
You
got to make
should.
cuts. They're gonna.
well, I mean, we might
We
have.
just got 2 cuts.
I think we just did 3 potentially. Well, let's see. I mean, Josh has said he would lose to Hani. Aaron has said he would lose Decoy, and Ryan said he would lose Thorfinn.
that would be 5.
Yeah, no. Josh made a
that
good
would-
argument. Unfortunately, there's only season 1. If there was more in season 1, I would argue further, but I can't. So
Now, I don't want you guys to just cut him just to cut him or anything else. Like, if there's someone else on here that you just feel like should be cut, but
What I've learned from this is that Ryan likes the heroes and I like the villains.
I do like both. It's just
Askeladd,
he's
what a fucking champion.
what an amazing character, right? Yeah, that's. But I still chose
mean,
Thorfinn. So.
Just by the way Josh says Escalade makes me want to watch the show for Escalade. So
You should
Yeah,
watch the first season just for
I
that guy.
mean, part of this
It's
has
worth it.
been made me wanting to watch and
Finland
dive
Saga
in
looked
deep,
really
deeper
cool.
to these things.
Actually, that golden kumai, like that looked pretty cool. Like that looked like
Here, I tell you this: you're gonna watch it. If you can get past, there's one shitty point where they use some really bad CGI for this bear.
Huh.
If you can get past that, you're in for a treat.
Nice.
I
That's it.
demand
That's all I can
top-notch
say.
CGI for bears.
Yeah,
so-
yeah. Well,
Just want to make
I
a quick
finished-
plug.
Oh.
Could you please sponsor us, Crunchyroll?
I finished the first season of Golden Kamuy. Very interesting show, not my taste.
yeah.
That's all I say about it. I really like the character that Ryan picked, though. So
He seemed really cool. The thing I watched on it kind of gave an overview of the entire plot with all of the characters, so he was only touched on. But he just seems like a sadistic madman. I love his characterization, though. That's where, like, comparing, like, his characterization, like what he looks like and everything else, to, I'll just bring it up again, Sayori, like,
it's
I was like,
intentional, Eric.
okay, yeah, just like that dude
Yeah, he's really
is
going
not
for the
generic,
throat on that one.
It pumps
like,
the
at
brakes,
all.
man. It pumps
You
you.
know,
In season 3, like if you last that long, it's very they're like 12 episodes a season. It's very short.
Not bad.
Like you're gonna see why he's so he's so amazing as a character. But,
okay, so if we're cool with this, we've got a list of 63. We will just need the fan submission. Any other thoughts? Anything like that?
Well, we gotta pick our top 4, baby.
We do.
I can-
We do.
I can cut somebody to make it go down to 62 if we'd like.
No need. No need.
Okay, because somebody who should have been cut avoided the blade. That's all I'm saying.
Ooh.
that?
Oh boy.
We'll get there. It's too late for the blade.
Okay. So we're gonna
He's
lock in
harboring
these
it all.
This
63.
blade get in my back.
So the last thing we need to do, aside from announce our fan pick, is to get our top 4 seeds, or our top 1 seeds that will make the bracket. So basically the what they call the Roosevelt Memorial, I think is what they
Yes.
call it.
Go back.
Yeah. So we're gonna build the Roosevelt Memorial of
got the
this list.
Perfect first face.
Who wants
I
to
mean-
nominate a number 1 seed? Kayla does.
Should we all nominate 4 and go from there, or
We can do that. That's fine.
Ooh.
I'm just gonna go with what I feel like is very obvious. Leslie Nope. I feel like
Yeah.
he's top seed.
yeah.
That was my first pick.
Mm.
I just feel like
I agree.
everybody wanted to put her on her list, but got scared. She's on there. She made it. She deserves to be top Roosevelt Memorial.
I like
Nice.
Ben Wyatt better than Eric Leslie.
I'd put them both up there, quite honestly, but
All right, let's put Ben Wyatt, Leslie Nope,
Ron.
Ron Swanson.
No.
Is April
Be
Ludwig
beautiful. Man, can you imagine that mustache chiseled in stone?
Oof. It's a lot of detail.
okay? So I think we're all in agreement. Leslie Nope should be the first, or
I'm
enough of
fine
an
with
agreement.
Leslie.
Down
Yeah, I
that.
find
Yeah,
Leslie.
I mean-
Leslie's fine.
That's my
Leslie
piece.
Nope, number 1 seed.
I would like to make a second nomination of
Please do.
Clementine, specifically first season.
Yeah, if you're gonna
I-
pick a Clem,
I
that
deny.
would be the one.
Yeah. I don't see Clem as being a number 1 contender.
Top four. Top four is hard.
I love if there was enough support, Josh, I would put my support behind you, because I not just season 1 Clem, like Clem as a character is really great from start to finish, but I don't think we're going to get Clem on the top seeds.
I enjoyed
Gotcha.
Lee more in the first season, so
You enjoyed Lee because Clementine.
We can
That's- that's
table.
the
We can
thing.
table Clementine.
That was
Let's
a
see
canny
if
guy.
anybody else has a nomination.
I'm going to nominate Tony Stark.
Oh,
Words out of my mouth, Eric. I second.
yeah, that's a good one.
Man.
I like that a lot.
Okay, not a
Yeah.
lot of
I was
You're
gonna
not-
say
you're
that
not
one
gonna
too.
hear any
Actually,
fight out of me on that one.
yeah.
Okay,
Tony Stark
okay.
MCU is fantastic.
Sometimes you just gotta
What'd you
hear
say,
it to
Josh?
know it.
So you got 4 votes. Doesn't matter.
Right.
Feel you. Okay. So Amy Dunn probably gets the next one, right? No. What? Anyone else got a nomination?
Shit.
I mean, I don't want to, but I just think that Mario, because he's just such an iconic character.
No.
No.
Yeah, and big no.
Okay.
Oh, I would have supported you on that one, Tomas.
Well,
I
it was
would be
just
fine
basically based
having.
off of the fact that like he's the poster child of Nintendo. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is. He is.
Because the 4 brackets
He's
are going
nominated.
to
I wouldn't vote for him
be.
personally.
Yeah.
I like pretty much all these characters more than Mario. So
Oh, that's fine. Yeah. No,
I
I
just
would have
thought-
voted. I would have voted Mario.
top 4 kind of made sense.
So I'm gonna break it. So it's gonna be 64. Obviously, we've discussed that. So it's gonna be broke up into 4 16 character sections, leading
64.
by the one seeds, and the brackets. Each of those 4 bracket sections are going to be named after those. So we're going to have a bracket named after Leslie Knope, one after Tony Stark. So if that matters to your pick, just know that whatever you pick, it's the bracket section is going to be named that person.
Do we know who the fan vote is yet?
We don't.
Looks like
We will
Magneto,
have
so-
that soon.
I'll say it's like I'd put Magneto at the head of a bracket.
Damn it.
Do we each want to just nominate
Um,
two
Fair point.
and then kind of do a?
I don't know. I
Elected.
don't really like
Yeah, I think
because
so.
these are
That
people who
sounds
can
good.
like win, right? Like
Yeah, these are.
Yeah, it's-
They have the advantage that they're not going to play each other in the first round, or they won't play each other,
Yeah.
until the semifinals
Till the
at
end.
the earliest.
really quick, is this Willow like Warwick Davis?
No,
Yes,
this
yes, yes,
Buffy.
yes.
Willow Rosenberg from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh,
It's actually every willow. It's every type. It's the tree.
Weeping
It's
Willow.
everything.
right.
Whomping Willow, yes.
I'm,
Yes.
I'm gonna.
I mean, I'd
I'm
vote
gonna
for Warwick,
Middle name is
Warwick
Willow.
Davis, but
I'm gonna vote for Costanza.
Yeah, I was in one of my 2.
yeah, that's gonna be mine. What I said.
I feel like that was a thing that I'm not a big George guy, but I
My vote is no for George.
My vote's yes.
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 Ryan, you're the deciding vote on George being a number 1 seed.
No.
Damn
Okay. No George.
Denied.
Denied.
And I think that's fine. That George would have. It was too much pressure for George to be a number 1.
I feel like George is relieved right now.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like, well,
And we're talking just like George. George is getting a little upset.
It seems like Big Boss was a big boss. What do you guys think of Big Boss?
I'm cool with Big Boss.
It's the top.
No.
As a top,
Okay.
I say no.
Didn't you already make a suggestion?
I
No?
just wanted to throw a name out there and see if people are like, "Oh yeah, that's right, Big Boss." Because
I know he
Who
wasn't
hasn't
originally
made a
picked, but I feel like
nomination?
I'm having a hard time with. I don't have any that really stand out to me.
right. I think there's a lot of even matches and not a lot of just
Yeah.
forerunners.
Yeah.
For me, like Russ Cole would be a number 1 for me. I don't know how many
100%
people
for me as well.
I would also vote Rose Cole.
Does anyone else like True
I think
Detective?
that's the 3 True Detective fans.
Yeah.
I like True
Pretty
Detective.
much.
True Detective.
So good.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I would vote. I vote for that as well.
Okay,
right.
Russ is in.
That's number
Okay,
3,
I love
baby.
it. Okay,
Russ-
thank you
Russ is set
guys.
in.
That's a solid.
Daniel Plavey.
All right, Ryan, you make a
Good joke.
nomination.
Good joke. Josh. No one else caught it. I did.
That's a hard one.
All right, Ryan.
El-
Tell us why you're picking Kirby.
yeah. Ellen Ripley.
Love her.
Yeah, she's Ripley.
I'd feel
Are we-
perfectly comfortable with Ellen Ripley.
For the Eric.
Are
vote
we
there.
doing?
It's cool.
Are we doing Ellen Ripley in the totality or Ellen Ripley in Alien/Aliens?
Every her
Ooh.
entire the canon
Oh,
of
yeah.
her
We have
movie
to.
canon.
It's not when she becomes Darth Vader.
I hate to be the downsayer, but I'm gonna say no for Ellen Ripley.
Yeah.
Perfectly reasonable.
I'm gonna say no too.
It's
I
so
don't
hard
know
because then it gets
now.
locked in. You know,
Yeah.
it's hard because I feel like there are some really.
I just feel like I haven't watched
big
any of the
names.
Alien movies since I was 12. So
Oh wow.
Because this would
As
be
Rick
the
Alien
fourth.
was-
There's no other ones going in there. Does anybody have anybody that they would like to nominate?
Hank Scorpio?
Against Ellen Ripley.
Wild card. Yeah, I was about to say Hank Scorpio.
I mean, since he survived the bracket, I would vote for Peter Parker.
Oh wow.
Vote for Hank Scorpio over Parker.
Man, okay, let me look. That's
Peter
a
Parker's
solid
top
one.
tier. I said it in my original.
I
you get
don't
home,
like
there's gonna
the
be another.
idea of
want two
having two
Marvels.
MCU. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a little.
That was the only reason
Yeah.
I didn't say Peter Parker.
I guess If I had any other suggestion, I'd almost say Tyrion Lannister.
That would be a
I
popular
like
pick.
Tyrion. Tyrion almost made
Fuck
my
no.
list.
I say
He's-
no.
But yeah, he didn't make my list.
He couldn't make my list, but I would support Tyrion Lannister as a seed. But I don't know that we're
Tomas?
going to get that.
I'm just looking through the list, see if there's anything else.
I have a hard time deciding on Tyrion Lannister because I mostly read the books instead of watching the show, so I don't know how
Oh,
different he is in the show that much.
He is
For the first 6 seasons, he's just like the book.
Yep.
Great.
That's a great point.
right.
But so okay, maybe
I'm
not
a
Tyrion
tentative
Lannister.
yes on Tyrion.
Oh, okay. What about Vegeta?
No.
Ah,
No,
No
no,
on
no,
Vegeta.
no.
Oh
I
wow!
can say
Yeah.
yes. I say yes to Vegeta.
Damn,
Nah.
I thought there was going to be more support for
I guess we know
Vegeta.
who's getting the boot.
Damn.
Uh,
We got three. We just need one more. Come
As
on.
a top seed, I also in my own notes I highlighted Joel Miller.
ooh.
Love him.
I
Love him.
could see
Jesus,
Joel.
Joel.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah, I mean,
Many
Josh
times.
mentioned a
Yes.
like gut punch or like a sick to your stomach moment. Joel Miller has given me sick to my stomach moments.
Multiple times. For me.
I mean, he's real good at busting heads with bricks. Tell
He
you
is.
that much.
Yeah. He's
Love Joel.
fun.
It's an art.
Accepting, dealing with
Oh, great.
craziness.
Yeah, I mean,
I say yes to Joel.
that game punches you in the gut
Joel.
pretty quick. So,
Right.
Joel.
Joel,
I don't have much of an opinion, so
Tomas, Josh, Mike.
I mean, he does.
We don't
he
have a game
does.
character yet, right? As a 1 seed.
No, we do not. That's a good point as well.
yeah.
What'd you say?
I would pit Arthur Morgan against him.
Ooh, don't make me pick.
Arthur's better.
Wow.
Oh shit.
Wow.
Mm.
I don't know if everyone's fucked with Red Dead Redemption 2, but
I haven't played it.
Didn't get that far.
Yeah, I didn't.
Well, since we're all throwing things out there, I'm gonna throw May Borowski out there. Come on, where are my May
Ooh.
fans at?
Honestly,
Where are my
John,
Mayfields?
So
Gonna have
May
to
was
say
on my like potential
objection.
cuts, and then I watched a video and I did not even bring her up in this to cut because
Yeah,
she
it's
seems
good.
real cool. So
Oh,
He's good.
nice.
yeah,
It's great.
I just didn't know anything about her, and now I do.
All you need to know is be gay, do crimes.
Sure.
Now I know we kind of already locked in 3, but Mike did bring up we don't have a video game character. I did my list very methodical in picking 4 of each. Do we want to try to have more of a spread?
Got a TV. We've got
We've got
2
2
TVs,
TVs, a
one
movie.
and
I'm just
potentially
putting
a
it
video-
out there if we want to try to narrow it down to make sure we do pick a video game. I know you nominated Arthur, but if anybody
Yeah.
else had any other game nominations.
Yeah, third, because it seems like it's going to be Joel versus Arthur at this point.
know.
Maybe.
Tough. I don't want to
It's-
do that.
It's unfortunate. I literally didn't choose Geralt because I thought someone else would choose him. But
I make it.
My
You might
lightning
make
round
game,
was
bro.
between
Fan
him and Kratos, and I picked
We
Kratos.
will
God.
find out soon with the fan vote. Geralt is
He's
pretty
pretty
strong in the
close.
fan vote.
he's
Do we
got
want to
2.
leave one open for the fan vote? In
Yeah,
case-
should the fan vote just get the 1 seed?
Oh wow.
Oh,
Hey, that's a
I mean,
great
it's
idea.
between
idea.
Geralt and Magneto, unless there's something really crazy happens, which it could.
Right.
It could.
Some random ass Dark Horse comes.
But we
in.
just have another discussion.
Hope it's Geralt then.
But we want it to be a game, don't we? Those are.
Yeah.
I think all of the winning characters so far are game characters, right? Like the
Top seeds?
the
We've
no,
got
I mean the
Parks
top
and Rec-
ones that they've that are the vote. The vote.
The
Magneto.
Magneto
vote, yeah.
is the Michael Fassbender Magneto.
Oh, is it?
Oh,
Then actually I don't vote for that one.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Oh
shit.
my
Okay,
god!
that changes things.
Wow.
I don't
thought
know
it
if
was-
everyone like well, I mean, that's what because Rick nominated Magneto initially, and I asked him which one.
I would just say, like, film Magneto.
That's
I mean, I guess they're
Magneto.
different. Never mind.
Days of Future Past kind of fucks that up a little bit.
Looking
'cause
for
Yeah, it
Ian
does.
McKellen, or are
Same
you looking
character.
for?
That's true. They're the same
McKellen
person,
and-
so you could say,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, like if we're just picking what's his
So
name,
let's
then
say
I don't like
Film Magneto. Film
Okay.
Magneto. Yeah.
Okay,
When
I
I
can
saw
live with that.
when I saw Magneto, I thought it was Marvel's Capcom 2 Magneto.
Right.
It's a pretty good one.
Yeah, I figured.
I just thought it was the general Magneto in video game, whatever. He's just
Yeah.
a good character.
Yeah,
I
just,
like him a lot.
Magneto across the board.
You're
He
dead.
has
You're
pretty much
dead.
the
You're
same-
dead. Yeah, like an arcade.
So you're disappointed that it's not the Marvel vs. Capcom Magneto?
That's the real fucking take right here.
Cares about that?
You think that's better than Michael Fassbender's acting, apparently. and just the way he brings
Oh, no, I have no problem with his acting. I like him as an actor. I just don't like
Not even
the
his acting,
movie.
just hyperface.
The only Magneto to me is the arcade one that says "Welcome to Die." So
Yes.
it's the only one. Okay,
I'm
so let's
fine
get
with
back
the
to the
fan one
Joel
getting-
Arthur Morgan though.
I
Or
prefer the fan.
I think
Really?
Yeah.
because I think
Well,
And-
I
know.
think
okay.
it's a good way to get them, involved.
it is,
Yeah,
and
I love it.
it's been great. They've done great work.
And if you
But
think
that
that your
does leave not a video game character on our top seeds. If that
That's
doesn't
fine.
matter to people,
I mean,
One
it's up
could
for
argue-
it's whatever. It's fine.
I'm gonna
I don't think
create
it-
20 fake Facebook accounts and just vote for Hello Kitty. I'm just kidding. We're gonna get
There you go. Oh
Hello Kitty
my.
at the top, baby.
We might get sued.
The Michael Fassbender Hello Kitty or just the
Yes.
general?
the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Hello Kitty, I think. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I like the Nicholson Hello Kitty the best, the original.
Yes,
Ooh.
obviously.
Like
Gotta go
Hello
with the
Kitty from
classics.
the comics. Yeah, my favorite.
I think fan vote.
Fan vote.
Yeah,
Fan vote.
I'm comfortable with
Yeah, I
that.
agree.
Hand vote for sure.
Wow, fans. Well, that's a little bit more power to you. Holy smokes.
I think if our
Uh,
characters are good enough, they don't need the little bump to win anyways, so.
I think if that makes us nervous about video games, then we revisit the three we have.
I
I
like
don't think
that
it's
idea.
necessary.
Oh, I don't.
No.
I don't.
No.
I thought it was just a nice thing to have. All
I
three.
like that. I also like a bit of a spread, and unfortunately, I would if we're going there, just gonna put it out there, I would revisit Russ Cole. Love him, he's great, but if we wanted to choose Arthur Morgan over that, I probably would.
Oh, now you're pro Arthur Morgan over
Yeah,
Joel
what happened
Miller.
to,
I
what
did
happened
make
to
the
Jesus
decision
Joel?
internally.
Jesus, Joel.
So do we want to just say Arthur Miller for the last
Arthur Miller, yes, I
Yeah.
do.
to the death of a salesman? Are we gonna just...
Leaving
Good
Russ
lord.
Cole or change?
What I'm asking is, do we want Arthur Miller on the Roosevelt Memorial, guys? Oh God. Okay. I can't in good conscience take Russ Cole off of this top seeds. I can't do it.
I say just let it lie where it falls, baby. That's
What was the
happened.
other TV show one? I can't remember now.
Leslie, nope.
Oh,
Leslie,
okay, yeah.
Nope.
I'm voting for Leslie Nope.
Yes, you did.
Okay. So we've made the decision that the top 4 seeds will be Leslie Nope, Tony Stark, Rust Cole, and fan vote. We will
What?
find out shortly for the fan vote. So I think before we get to the fan vote, we should recap who made our list of 64. Aloy, Anton Chigurh, Arthur Morgan, Bob Belcher, Clementine, George Costanza, Nathan Drake, Rust Cole, Tony Stark, Erdnot Rex, Adrian Veidt, Ahsoka Tano, Alucard, Amy Dunn, Anakin Skywalker, Arya Stark, Ben Wyatt, Bender, Big Boss, Cliff Booth, Daniel Plainview, Doman Kashu, Ellen Ripley, Ellie, Gollum, Guts, Hank Scorpio, Harry Dubois, Ingrid Thorburn, Jim Dangle, Joel Miller, Jolie Bindo, Jules Winfield, Kirby, Kratos, Lilu Dallas, Leslie Nope, Locke, Lou Bloom, Mabel Pines, Mae Borowski, Mayor Sheehan, Mario, Monkey D. Luffy, Peter Parker, Phil Dunphy, Pippin, Ron Swanson, Sayori, Sirius Black, Solid Snake, Spike Spiegel, Terrence Fletcher, Thanos, The Boss, The Joker, Tokushiro Tsurumi, Tyrion Lannister, Undyne the Undying, Vegeta, Walter Kovacs, Willow Rosenberg, Yennefer of Vengerberg. What a list.
Hell of a list.
So, I think because I need to catch my breath, you should announce all the nominees for the fan vote.
We had 13 fan submissions. We have Machete, Claire Underwood, The Man in Black, Selena Mayer, Samwise Gamgee, Skeletor, Nick Miller from New Girl, Walter White, Hello Kitty, and Hank Hill. Now for our top 3, we had Severus Snape. Coming in at second, Geralt. And taking home the trophy, we have Magneto. Didn't even have to carry it. He just hovers it along.
Yes. So thank you everyone for your fan submissions. We really appreciate it. Magneto will now be a top seed along with Leslie Knope, Tony Stark, and Rust Cole. This has been episode 32 of The Machine of Nonsense. We got our bracket of nonsense master list down to 63. We got our fan vote. Thank you to all the fans for voting. You make this thing possible. We are going to get this bracket started, get these head-to-head matchups going in our next bracket of nonsense episode. Look for that soon. As always, we ask you to subscribe, like and share our social media posts, leave a review on your podcast app, join our community on Facebook, Monstars. Let us know what you want to hear in a future episode. Leave us a voice message at anchor.fm/machine of nonsense, and you can hear your voice on this here podcast. Episode 32 in the books. This is Eric. For Aaron, for Ryan, for Kayla, for Mike, for Tomas, and Josh, we are saying goodbye.
See ya.
Good night.
Heisenberg was robbed.